Hi, and welcome to Art Inspiration with VKH. I'm Veronica, the V in the VKH. I have been an amateur artist for 4 years, the last 2 years focusing on watercolor. And I have been a teacher and I work in education for the last 24 years. So I love teaching and I love art. So welcome to my channel and welcome to Art with me. Okay everyone, this video is about prepping your workspace and getting your paper started when you are ready to do your watercoloring. So I have some of these things I already talked about a little bit in my other videos, but I just wanted to show you how I would actually prep the paper and then how I lay out my space. So to prep your paper, this is my paper that I like to use right now, Canson watercolor. There's 30 sheets in a pack. It's 9 by 12 and it's 140 pounds. There's better quality paper, but I think this does the job nicely. And I have this cardboard board that can just be reused over and over again as my painting board. You can get a wooden board if you want or whatever. I like the cardboard board to work on. Then I can actually carry this around. I can take this to my art studio that I paint at every week or what have you. So to get it started, I take some painter's tape. This is just green painter's tape. And I go around the outside and I'm gonna take, this is like a 1-inch border. I'm gonna lay it down so it's pretty darn close to bordering the edge of the paper on the board. And the reason that there's a number of reasons why this is a good idea to do. Since this paper is 9 by 12, and this is a 1-inch border, that means the actual painting surface is going to be 8 by 11. And then when you go, if this is something that you're going to want to frame, you can take this to Hobby Lobby or any store that has mats, framing mats, and the framing mat will fit perfectly into an 8 by 10 framing mat will fit perfectly around your painting, and then this can go into an 11 by 14 frame, and I'll show you that in some video at some point. So that's one reason why. Now, I always like to make a second border. Some people do, some people don't. I like to, because the other reason why that this is a really good thing is because water and paper, I mean, you kind of think, wait, water and paper don't mix. Well, I mean, we're doing watercolor, so that's kind of a duh, but of course it does. But of course it doesn't also, because it makes the paper buckle, it makes the paper bow, it makes the paper warp and go up. And whenever you're doing watercolor painting, you want a nice flat surface. So, you know, if you're doing an acrylic painting, you could have the painting on an easel and have it up like this and do your painting. But you're not going to want to do that with watercolor because then it drips. So you want a nice flat surface, and the tape will keep your paper nice and flat while you are painting. So now that is prepped and ready to go. And then what I'm always gonna have, I like my space set up a specific way. You kind of have to figure out, how do you want your space set up? Well, I like to have my paint brushes on my left because I'm right-handed. So I want my paint to be on my dominant hand, including my water. Water, you always wanna have it close to your paint. In my previous video, we made paint swatches that showed us what was in our paint palette. So I always have that right there as well. And then my another paint palette right here where I can mix paints. Again, because I'm right-handed, is always on my right. If you're left-handed, I would recommend switching this to the other side. I like to have 2 water cups, a dirty water cup, and then always a clear water cup. And I'll show you why in the next video, but that's super important to me. And then I have paper towels everywhere. I talk about this all the time. Paper towels are here, and you can reuse the paper towels. You do not have to throw them away at the end of your session because they will dry just like your paper, so you can recycle them and use them a gazillion times. So if you're worried about the environment, that is something benefit. Now, if you're super worried about the environment, get some cloth and use some cloth instead of paper towels. I just like to use the heck out of it. You can even see that this one has been used, and I'm just gonna reuse it and reuse it until I can't reuse it anymore. Then I also have my pencil and my white eraser, and then my pencil sharpener. But again, you don't have to use this kind of pencil sharpener. You can use whatever kind you want. You might not even need these things because maybe you're not gonna sketch. And then I had some painter's tape to get me started. And that is it. This was a new bag of brushes that I just wanted to show you that I just took out. I do have another set that I have that has my like a zipper enclosure case for my brushes that I love, but is not necessarily. And so yeah, that's what I would do to get started.